Good afternoon, everybody, on this Saturday, May 10, 2025, and the moon is in the sign of Libra, 28 degrees right this minute. It's a waxing gibbous moon, and we have an immediate press release from a couple of days ago. Breaking, Republican Luna, how appropriate, Luna, introduces legislation to repeal the USA PATRIOT Act. This was on May 7, 2025, Washington, D.C. Today, U.S. Representative Anna Paulina Luna, Florida, introduced the American Privacy Restoration Act. The legislation, if enacted, would fully repeal the USA Patriot Act, commonly referred to as simply the Patriot Act, a sweeping post-9/11 law long criticized for enabling an unprecedented expansion of government surveillance. Sort of like my little artwork here. For over 2 decades, rogue actors within our U.S. intelligence agencies have used the Patriot Act to create the most sophisticated, unaccountable surveillance apparatus in the Western world, said Congresswoman Luna. Brave woman there, huh? My legislation will strip the deep state of these tools and protect every American's Fourth Amendment right against unreasonable searches and seizures. It's past time to rein in our intelligence agencies and restore the right to privacy. Anyone trying to convince you otherwise is using quote-unquote security, like national security, as an excuse to erode your freedom. The USA Patriot Act passed just over a month after September 11 attacks, those fake attacks, the ones that were done to the building, sort of the way it's done to the Maui, done to the West Coast, done to my property. The fake erosion, the accelerated erosion is being done to it. Sort of like the disintegration of those two buildings. Yes, they disintegrated. The USA Patriot Act passed just over a month after September 11 attacks, granted federal agencies broad authority to collect personal data, conduct surveillance, and detain individuals with limited judicial oversight. I will say zero oversight. Since being enacted, there have been numerous whistleblower reports of rampant abuse of Patriot Act powers by U.S. intelligence agencies. To view a copy of the bill text, you can click here. So I'm going to click here. And her website, by the way, I'll show you, in case you want to contact this individual, especially if you live in Florida. So let's see, we'll click here, see where we go here. Okay, so it's a PDF format, and it's only 1 page long. Okay, so it's to repeal the Patriot Act. It's a bill. Be it enacted that the Senate and House Representatives of the United States of America and Congress assembled. Section 1, short title, the act may be cited as the American Privacy Restoration Act. Section 2, repeal of the U.S. Patriot Act. The U.S. Patriot Act, Public Law 107-56, 115, Statute 272, is repealed, and each provision of law amended by such act is amended to read as such provision read on October 25, 2001. And that's it. That is the entirety of the 119th Congress first session Repeal U.S. Patriot Act. And it doesn't have an HR number yet because this is a draft to the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the Congress. So anybody that wants to support this bill or send her a note, I think that would be a great idea. It is, she's on X, by the way. On X, she's Rep Luna. I'll show you again. Website is luna.house.gov. Rep Luna. Instagram is Rep Luna, at Rep Luna. Okay. And Luna means the moon. Yes. Okay, so let's get on with some other wonderful stuff. Well, there are some links that people have sent me that while I'm interested in viewing them at some point, I can't discuss them on VTube, sort of like selling. I can't say it. All right, so and let's see what else here. I was sent a video. I haven't watched it yet. Hello, Lorraine. I'd like you to check out this video. It has some great information you may be able to use. The ongoing challenge of psychological operations, PSYOP. So I will look at that and maybe see if I could either mirror it to my channel or relay some good information about that. And there's a whistleblower who worked at Palantir, you know, that disgusting research company, the tech company that's reshaping reality, Palantir. Not only are they reshaping reality through brain computer chips and stuff, but they are experimenting on animals. They are torturing animals. So that's just a little side there. And let's see what else we've got going on here. Oh, I wanted to respond to a comment made by a subscriber who's absolutely correct. And this is in regard to my parts 1, 2, and 3. Travis Sparks, the former owner of this property, and Oakwood Acres, which he built here. One person said, well, it sounds like even though people claimed to have loved Travis Sparks, they really just wanted something from him. And you're absolutely 100%, 1000% correct. And he had a good heart. He had a really good heart. He was a sweet man. I'm going to show you some photos in a minute. But when I moved here, as soon as I moved here, people came out of the woodwork. Now you think it's a, you know, it's a small rural town and everybody's being neighborly. That's not what it was about at all. One of the first people was my neighbor, John, with his dogs. So what he did is he offered to cut the 4 feet of grass that was, that had not been cut. And I reciprocated by giving him some dog food, which I had when I was partnered with this dog food company. And ironically, after I gave him the dog food and the dog food company that I had been partnered with, just like Chewy.com, they ut off all ties with me. And ironically, the representative I was working with, he ended up either resigning or getting fired and moving on. And then the new people never responded to any of my requests. This is why when you move, do not associate with your neighbors, even under the guise of offering you anything. Don't take anything from any of your neighbors. So, and what he also did was he wanted to show me where my property began and ended. Walked me all the way down the county road, all the way down, and said, your property starts here, which was actually in the middle of my property. And that's why, and I knew that was incorrect, because I had, you know, I'm no dummy. Although I had not seen all the property before I moved, I did request information from the town, the county, who provided me with maps and stuff like that. So I already knew where it began. Not exactly, but I knew. And he lied to me from the very beginning. He lied to me from the beginning that my driveway across the street belonged to him. He lied to me that even my property across the street didn't belong to me. And then I had so many people when I was tearing down the mobile home trailer. This one woman, and I gave her so much stuff. And I didn't charge her for anything. I was the one that wanted to be good and welcoming and stuff because I was the newcomer here, right? So when she saw that I was tearing down the mobile home trailer, I gave her cast iron cookware, 100% wool blankets, all kinds of other stuff, and she wanted the appliances inside the mobile home trailer, which unfortunately a lot of it was stolen by the person that I had hired. But nevertheless, she kept calling me and calling me and calling me. It actually turned into a form of harassment. One time, I'm sleeping in my car and I get a text message or something from her. Oh, well, what time do you go to sleep? Excuse me? What time do I go to sleep? It's really none of your business. Like, what time do I go to sleep? Oh, why? Because you're a gang stalker and you want to make sure that I'm asleep when you're going to come vandalize my property. That's right. And then, of course, there's the Scarlet. We all know who she is, poopynurse.com. Well, she came over and she had a list of things that she was interested in that she knew was actually on my property. I didn't even know they were here because I had not even had time to go into all the buildings to survey what it is that I actually did purchase. But from the moment I got here, I had predators on my ass. If they wanted these things so badly, how come they didn't ask Travis? Right? They didn't have the guts to ask him, or maybe they did, and he just flat out said, I'm sorry, there's nothing for sale. Which is why he nailed everything to the buildings and not screwed them down, to make it very difficult for people to steal from him. And he was complaining to the then sheriff that people were stealing from him and nothing was done for him. So I'm going to show, and you're absolutely right. You want another way I know that you're right. So now normally at this day and age, right, even 6 years ago, in this day and age, 10, 15 years ago, everybody's got social media. Every city, every town, every county, every state has a Facebook page, has a Twitter, has social media. You want to show off your county, your city, your town. This is how you get people to come and move here. This is how you get businesses to move here. We here had zero, zippo, no Facebook page, no Twitter, zero, nothing. The only person that had a moderate page was the Judge Executive Gabbard, which just doesn't seem to be there anymore. It's just there, but you can't post anything. So he's blocked the ability for the public to post anything there. So I created a Facebook page. I did. Not only did I create a Facebook page for this city, this town, whatever you want to call it, but I created a memorial page for Travis Sparks because all of the fucked up neighbors who thought, oh, he's so wonderful, he's so this, he's so that, and did absolutely nothing for him, that he was 96 years old when he passed away, and nobody thought to cut the trees that were leaning up against his mobile home trailer. Nobody thought to do that for him on his behalf. So, nobody created a memorial page for Travis Sparks, but I did. That woman from New Jersey, the one that's being targeted, I guess they thought that I would never let it be known that I purchased publicly this property. And there are a couple of pros and cons for sure. But at this point, like my mother says, don't get mad, Lorraine, get even. And I hope that in Travis Sparks' memory, I expose all of his disgusting, despicable neighbors that wanted from him. They just wanted to steal what he had, and after he passed away, they moved on to me. They're predators. And that's why, in his will, none of them were named. 0. How do I know? I have a copy of his will. Nobody was named. So that property across the street, there is nothing remotely stating that he even allowed anyone to use the driveway. They could have made the damn thing up. I don't know. We won't know. But what I do know is what's in writing. What I do know is what I purchased when I moved here. And when I moved here, this is what my front gate looked like. And you see to the right here, you see all that rock? They tore it all down. You see, that's what it looked like when I moved here. And I'll show you what else looked like when I moved here. So, let me turn the page here. So, this is, we have the sign up here, Oakwood Acres. And guess where that sign was? This is the county creek. You see all that foliage there? You see that? And you see here's my gate and all the rock that they tore down? They took that down too. I have no foliage there. They've cut all that back. And you see how narrow this is? And how, since I've moved here, they have widened it. Took away land surface here. That's right. And you see here, this is where the county road is, and that's gravel. And what is this? Grass. Gravel, grass, grass. This is what it looked like before I moved my house in here. I apologize for the glare. I have a little book here, and it's, you know, those little photo albums with flip pages, the old-time flip pages. Yeah, so this is what it looked like. And I've got a photo of Travis here, so let me find it. Oh, and by the way, he took photos of every building as he was building it. And yes, unfortunately, I had to take down this birdhouse. It was in the way. Look, he had a cannon here. I don't remember seeing the cannon. Somebody might have taken that. And people were stealing things. And here, it is from the top of the hill looking down at the village. I've showed you guys this. And you can see that? What is that? That's my barn. That's my barn that the county flooded out. My 100-year-old barn that doesn't exist anymore because of Jackson County negligence. And this is the pavilion building at the top of the hill. This is the one that I enclosed. I enclosed it. New metal roof, walls, steel door, new windows. This oversees my house. And I enclosed it. And you can see how much land surface there is there. You see how much land surface is there? These criminals have chopped away at it, eroded it. This is, he collected old cars. And let me just get a picture of him. I want to get a picture of him. Here he is. Travis Sparks. So I'm going to end on, oh, here he is again. Hard to see through all this plastic and stuff. Here he is right here. But yeah, you're absolutely right, subscriber. They only wanted something from Travis. They were only nice to him while he was around to get something from him, steal from him, use him. And yes, isn't it such an odd coincidence that as soon as he retires and moves back here, his wife gets sick and then she's done? She passed away? That bizarre? And then years later he gets a heart attack? He's like the healthiest man on the planet. He lived to age 96 in spite of the heart attack. They couldn't get rid of this man. So what they did instead is they made sure to infect his mobile home trailer with black mold, and he died of a pneumonia in the month of July 2018. That's right. Who the hell gets pneumonia in July? Only somebody who's living in a house filled with black mold, because there were 2 trees up against his house. Plausible deniability. I know how they roll, these people. So, yes, so thank you so much for those that comment. And I'm trying to see if you have any other comments here. Anything held for review? Nothing held for review. So I'm going to end on that note. I'll probably have a video later, but I just wanted to get this one out on that new article with Luna, Representative Luna, introduces legislation to repeal the USA PATRIOT Act. Please remember to hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, get the message out there.